Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Global Happiness Today YouTube channel. Many thanks for keeping faith with us. It looks like the Tinubu-led government may not be seeing things in the light of business as usual, as Peter Obi have decided to become very critical in every move. Just don't forget that some few days back, the media person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu told Nigerians that he will be going for a private leave to France. And many Nigerians are wondering what's going on, what is happening in Benue, what is happening with the CBN moving and not moving. Of course, some persons will say he has ministers that can handle that. But we still feel that we need the Nigerian president in the house. And Peter Obi is not letting anything loose. He's dragging Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president, like Cyan. And let's find out what it is. And of course, some observations he made quickly. They jumped into it to correct it. Hey, who says Peter Obi really is not a good? But let's find out what it is he's saying and what Nigerians are saying and what Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government is immediately reacting to see that this thing is covered up quickly. But before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you will see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as we update our channel on YouTube. Now, according to the news, just yesterday, according to Peter Obi, he wrote in his social media handle, said, just yesterday, I saw a heart-wrenching sight of a physically challenged traveler in a wheelchair being carried up the stairs by 4 men at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, Abuja, because neither the elevator nor the escalator had been functional for the past 3 months. Now, the situation becomes more disturbing when you imagine that such is happening in our nation's capital, where our dignitaries and foreign investors travel through constantly. This was the same airport and the same day that our dear president flew out on a private jet, or rather on a private visit. Now, I have been wondering, what is private for a sitting president who is not on vacation to embark on a publicly funded private visit, in parentheses, private? May I humbly remind the president that he is now a public national asset, in case he has forgotten. Therefore, all his movement now should be public knowledge and matters of public interest. Even when he needs a private visit like a holiday, family gathering, and so on, he should state so, which is graciously allowed. But private visits like the one he has embarked on now should be done at his expense and not at public cost. That is part of the cost-cutting measures desperately needed by the nation now. We now require savings of salt to deal with every little issue that requires attention, like the maintenance of small public assets. Otherwise, how do we explain as a country that for the past 3 months, both the escalator and the elevator at the domestic wing of Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport, Abuja, has remained dysfunctional? I often wonder how we, the leaders, feel traveling in sophisticated manners while the majority of our infrastructure being used by the majority, including our foreign investors, is left dilapidated. The situation we find ourselves in calls for such drastic cuts in the cost of governance and attendant savings to be appropriately used for every minor public good. That is the spirit of the new Nigeria we are clamoring for. I must, however, acknowledge some efforts by the president to cut costs like his recent 60% cost on travel, but that is still insignificant given the quantum of problems waiting to be tackled, like the elevator issue in our prime airport. Coming from Peter Obi, his signature is always PO to show that it's coming from him. Of course, Nigerians have decided also to react. Don't forget that most Nigerians out there, especially the youth, the obedient, voted him. And this is one observation that most Nigerians over time have noticed. But immediately, Peter Obi made this observation. You get to see the video, you get to see the picture in the background. They say, caution, work in progress. They quickly blocked that place and tried to work on something. So yes, Peter Obi has now openly declared and actively following the fact that he's the main opposition, dragging this government like Sayan. If you get it wrong, we'll drag you. You know, this issue of cost costing has been shouting it. And the next thing, the president came and said, okay, I'm going to do 60%. It's the state's government. Each time I visit any state within Nigeria, the state governor will have to provide logistics for my security. This is what Peter Obi did during his time as the president. Should I say Peter Obi is stylishly ruling by a proxy? Please. Whatever that is needed to make Nigeria function, even if it means then Peter will be constructively criticizing the government, we are game, we are welcome, because this country called Nigeria is only one ship. Oh. If it sinks, every occupant in the ship will go down, except for the elite, though, who seem to have dual citizenship that can always fly to the next ship sharp. But, you know, in all, the neighboring country will feel the effect. So, yes, we welcome this constructive criticism coming from Peter Obi. Nigerians, too, are not left out. They have decided also to tackle this matter. This is what somebody said. This is the same president some people voted for. Okay, another person says, let's continue to keep our eyes seriously on them. They will have to rush to pretend to be doing the right things. Then we will continue to keep eyes on them even further. And then they will have no other option than to actually do the right thing. I totally agree. I agree. If not for the fact that the person of Peter Obi, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Obi, have been talking about the issue of court costing and the entourage they took to Saudi Arabia the other time that made them Nigeria. What is it? Are you competing with China? China that have big economy, you are following to carry entourage. And when they check those conferences and symposiums where they're supposed to, those so-called ministers and people he carried are supposed to be, they were busy. Some of them were busy checking the superstores that is in Saudi Arabia. Some of them use it for private vacation on public money. And you know, that kind of dragging brought a lot of attention. And of course, the government took note. So yes, it's going to be quite different from the regular kind of opposition where they begin to witch hunt. But this is really constructive. Every right-thinking person will see that Peter Obi means well. And I'm glad also that the government quickly took note. You are looking for investor. And your simple infrastructure, your airport is dilapidated. To your law, who come and invest in a place where they don't even know how to spend their money. And these are simple facts. He's a billionaire, he's a trader, he's a businessman, and also someone who understands the economy. So when they say some of these little things matter, take it, it matters. Another person here says, oh, okay, that was constructive criticism. We accept that from Obi. It is good to have a vocal opposition to keep the government on its toes. This is what happens in advanced democracies. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Amen. Another person says, all Nigerian politicians are good outside the office. It's always a different thing entirely when they are in power. And that's because if you put your eyes down, you get to see things. But that's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation. What's your take? Have a nice time.